This is the fourth video presentation for articles from Research Method Kinesiology. It is over the article that states, a comparison of the effects of high carbohydrate versus a higher protein milk supplement following simulated mountain skirmishes. Here's the citation. So the purpose and general rationale. This article used military personnel to test out the difference between a high-carb supplement and a high-protein supplement during a skirmish. These skirmishes were used to simulate combat that military men face in real-life situations, and the researchers were trying to see if the protein or the carbohydrate supplement benefited them, and if so, which one was better. The study is basically the same as the other articles I've presented on, but the population is different. It goes from a general personnel to military. So the overall topic of research for our group is to study how supplements can affect sedentary people. And this study is kind of more of a comparative study to show how it affects the non-sedentary group of healthy individuals. There were 35 participants from Cal Poly, the San Luis Obispo, which includes the cadets and the student athletes. There was 33 men and 2 women. These subjects were recruited to participate. This study took place in the hills surrounding Cal Poly. The hiking routes that were used were mapped out using the Lawrence Enduro Safari. So on Fridays, the hikes were from the lab from the school all the way to Bishop's Peak Summit, 438 miles. On Saturday, they were from the school lab towards the Poly Canyon and then came back through the Stenner Canyon. On Sundays, hikes were started from the top of the Cuesta Grande back to the lab. So in sequence, the groups were split into 2 groups, the gold and green, and they went through 2 weekends of vigorous hiking. So in a weekend considered as Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. One group had a 5-minute head start to be able to set up so they could ambush the other groups, and each group swapped out which group did what both weekends. Subjects tried to hit each other, and a hit was marked by colored paint that they shot from water guns. So once it was over, the researchers counted all the hits. The gold group got the high protein bar from milk, while the green group got a common carbohydrate bar to eat. The type of bar was reversed for the second weekend. Each Friday and Monday mornings, so before and after the hikes, there were non-fasting blood samples taken from the subjects. Subjects also went through a Wingate test as well as a body composition test. So the data was collected from blood samples and body composition values. There was 15 milliliters of blood from the arm vein, and then once the blood was taken, the tube sat for about 25 minutes till they could form a clot. Then they were centrifuged for 10 minutes to allow the separation of the plasma and to look for the C-reactive protein as well as cortisol hormone. The body was taken through hydrostatic densitometry to consider the body composition. And this is put into an equation based on gender, density, age, and ethnicity. It was analyzed through the mini-tab using ANOVA modules. And the results. Blood results showed that the carb bars had a higher cortisol levels, higher C-reactive proteins, but lower CPK, lower aldolase, and lower EPO than the blood from those who took the protein bar supplements. From the Wingate test, it was shown that the anaerobic capacity was slightly better with the protein bar. However, the carb supplement did make the reaction time faster than just the protein bar in some men. So in conclusion, the study concluded that for the subjects tested, the protein bar was better because it helped to rebuild muscle protein fibers quicker than the carbohydrate bar did. The protein bar also helped with improving anaerobic capacity in subjects. However, the carbohydrate bar helped replenish glycogen stores burned through the vigorous hikes. But protein bars helped more because there's significant value to repairing and growing muscle fibers. Cautions: the author did mention that although the subjects were military, they were not fully trained and were not used to carrying the big sacks of supplies along with them on the hikes. Discussion. This article reinforced that protein supplements used in moderation with alongside exercise is a safe supplement for an individual to use. It was interesting to see that although this was military personnel, they could still take time out of their busy training schedule to do a fun little skirmish to help collect data in order to properly supplement their fuel.